Alright, Shalom. I'm the brother the Sayyid, coming back with another video. But before I start off, I would like to give all praises and the highest honor to the Most High Yahweh, Bahasham YAHAWASHI, Bahasham Kakadash. I want to give double honor to my elder apostles and teachers of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the sincere Akim across this world, who are spreading this knowledge in truth and sincerity. And Shalom to the few sincere brothers and sisters out there who are also listening, and may the election be upon your households. Khan Shalom. So today I want to make a video about healing. Alright, sometimes it's good to take herbs for healing, but you have to combine it with prayer and prayer for forgiveness, and you have to pray for healing. And sometimes you have to fast, like a 24-hour fasting, no food or drink for 24 hours. You anoint the crown of your head with olive oil. You fast and you pray for forgiveness of your sin, or you pray for your healing. Okay, that's how you get rid of these illnesses, or these, because those are actually demons that are upon you that give you those ailments, you know. So we're just gonna read a few scriptures and a story where YAHAWASHI basically healed a person that had a spirit on him, and that made this boy run into the fire and things like that, you know, fall into the fire and things like that. It was a spirit on him, and YAHAWASHI rebuked that spirit and took away that spirit from that boy. Okay, so we believe in the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai, you know, and through his name and his power, we can, you know, ask for healing also for others, you know, and do prayers. Okay, of course, the Lord's will be done. And we protect ourselves in that prayer, you know, that we are protected from the evil that is on that person. And we can pray, you know, for healing. And it's if it's the Lord's will, Lord's his will, then he will heal that person, you know. So Mark chapter 9 verse 14. And when he came to his disciples, he saw a great multitude about them, and the scribes questioning with them. And straightway all the people, when they beheld him, were greatly amazed, and running to him saluted him. So there were a lot of people, you know, over there, and they saluted YAHAWASHI. And he asked the scribes, "What question you with them?" And one of the multitude answered and said, "Master, I have brought unto thee my son, which had a dumb spirit. And wheresoever he taketh him, he teareth him, and he foamed and gnashed with his teeth, and pined away. And I spake to thy disciples that they should cast him out, and they could not." So this person basically has a son with a spirit on him, a demon on him, and a demon takes him, you know, and basically makes him tear himself, and basically foams at his mouth, you know, and basically cast him into fire. That's what we're gonna read if we go a bit further. It also says, "And I spake to thy disciples that they should cast him out, and they could not." Why? The disciples could not cast out the spirit because the spirit is not going away unless you fast. Because if we jump to verse 29, it says, "And he said unto them, This kind can come forth by nothing but by prayer and fasting." Verse 28 actually. "And when he was come into the house, his disciples asked him privately, saying," asked him privately, "Why could not we cast him out? And he said unto them, This kind can come forth by nothing but by prayer and fasting." Like I just explained, you gotta pray and fast. Not like these Muslims be doing with their Ramadan. That's not the way to fast. Okay, we fast 24 hours. The sun set, let's say the time of the sun going down today is 6 o'clock. Then you fast from that time until the next day when the sun goes down again, 6 o'clock. That's 24 hours. Okay, not when so-called 0000 hits. That's the so-called time for the new day. It's actually when the sun goes down. That's the real start of the new day. Okay, so that's how you can measure the time to fast. And it's good to break your fast with like something small, not something light to eat, you know. It says here, also don't have no intercourse, no sex, etc. when you fast, you know. Try to pray to the Most High for forgiveness of sins. If it's possible, you can read some scriptures. You can just do your normal things like shower, you know. As far as I know, you can just work. You don't need to tell people that you are fasting. You should not be telling them that you are fasting, actually. And don't make it look like you are fasting and that you are having a hard time. You know, just put some oil on your face, you know, shower, whatever, brush your teeth, you know, and just go on, okay? If you can arrange your day off at work, then so be it. If it's not possible, then so be it, you know? So let me go back to verse 19. He answered him and said, O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him unto me. And they brought him unto him. And when he saw him, straightway the spirit tear him, and he fell on the ground and wallowed foaming. So the demon basically that was on this boy, was staring him, you know, was making him roll on the ground, foaming out of his mouth, like white foam out of his mouth, like crazy, you know, like looks like an exorcist. And he asked his father, how long is it ago since this came unto him? And he said, of a child. So since the boy was a child, this was happening to him. And oft times it had cast him into the fire and into the waters to destroy him. So the demon made this boy actually go into a place with fire or with water, you know, to basically kill that kid. But if thou canst do anything, have compassion on us and help us. Okay, so they were asking for forgiveness and for healing and for help, basically. YAHAWASHI said unto him, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. And straightway the father of the child cried out, and said with tears, Lord, I believe. Help thou mine unbelief. When YAHAWASHI saw that the people came running together, he rebuked the foul spirit, saying unto him, Thou dumb and deaf spirit, I charge thee, come out of him, and enter no more into him. And the spirit cried and rent him sore. So the spirit was like, you know, fighting, and basically was renting that kid, and came out of him, and he was as one dead, insomuch that many said he is dead. So people thought that this boy was actually dead. You know, it was a real struggle when the spirit had to come out of him. And the boy, you know, looked like he was dead. Verse 27. But YAHAWASHI took him by the hand, and lifted him up, and he arose. And when he was come into the house, so the boy was not dead, he lived, you see. And when he was come into the house, his disciples, okay, disciples means followers, okay, the followers of YAHAWASHI, asked him privately, why could not we cast him out? And he said unto them, this kind can come forth by nothing but by prayer and fasting. You see? So certain demons will not go out of you unless you pray and fast. You know? That's the combination that you sometimes need for those heavy demons to go out of you. Like if you have a heavy sickness or like going through some shit in your life, it's good to fast and pray. You know, 1 Timothy 2:8. I will therefore that men pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands, without wrath and doubting. Okay, pray everywhere where you are, man. Don't doubt when you pray. Also when you're asking for healing. You know? Let me see, what is this scripture? John 16:23. And in that day ye shall ask me nothing. Verily, verily, I say unto you, whatsoever you shall ask the Father in my name, he will give it you. And nothing wavering. James 1:6. Let me start at verse 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh, that giveth to all men liberty, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Okay, so don't be fearful or having no faith or doubt when you are praying for certain things, because you won't, the Most High might, be like, hey, why are you doubting? And then he doesn't give you that what you prayed for. You gotta have faith when you pray for it. So basically, I think I'm gonna make like a part 2 where I'm gonna go a bit more into the herbs, what you can take for healing, etc. And basically going into the physician, mentioned in Ecclesiasticus 38, also known as the Book of Sirach, 38 verse 1. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which he may have of him, for the Lord hath created him. For of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. Okay, so the healing comes from the Lord, YAHAWASHI, but he has a physician, a healer for you, to basically give you like certain herbs to help you. But you have to believe in YAHAWASHI and have faith and pray. So I will go into this a bit the next time. So with that, I hope it was edifying, and I want to give all praises and the highest honor to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem Makakodash. I want to give double honor to my elder apostles and teachers of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the sincere Akim across this world, who are spreading this knowledge in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the few sincere brothers and sisters out there who are also listening, and may the election be upon your households. God shalom.